This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable, and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. This is Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin on V81 Radio Worldwide.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mysterium After Dark. And for those of you just tuning in, my name is Rob, and this is pretty much lockdown series episodes of Mysterium After Dark. So I know a lot of you are kind of bored out there, a lot of you feel stuck. You can't go around because of the COVID crisis. So one of the things Mysterium After Dark aims to do is to give you guys quality content that can help you guys get smarter, better, and learn more about the different topics that we usually would discuss at the Mysterium Learning Center or even at the live show of Mysterium After Dark. However, this week we are actually very much honored to have a very dear friend of mine and one of my most talented students join us. Not only is she a Mysterium certified tarot reader who graduated several courses in Mysterium, such as Tarot and Intuitive Awakenings, she's also a facilitator for those programs. But one of her special talents is that she is a professional astrologer in profession as well. So for those of you who are interested in knowing more about astrology, I have a treat for you all tonight. It's with great honor tonight that I invite my dearest friend, Krish Enriquez. Krish, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sir Rob. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Krish. How are you doing out there? How are you doing out there?
Okay naman. Kanina super busy because I'm also a mom. But then, good thing the kids are, okay na sila ngayon. They're all calm. So, we're here ready to play now.
Awesome. Of course, being a mom is the most important job that you can have over being anything else in this world. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about what you do as an astrologer. I mean, what got you into astrology amongst other things?
Kasi astrology is actually the study of the movement of the celestial beings and how it affects the people and the world. Okay, so yung sa akin kasi, I've been into astrology since 2018. I had a reading before with a Vedic astrologer and inanalyze niya yung chart ko. And I got really interested kasi sabi ko, yung galing naman, how did he know that? And so because of that, I wanted to learn it also. So I started self-studying my very own chart, and then the next one, I was studying my husband's chart. And then the next, until inaaral ko na yung charts ng mga friends ko, and everything was kind of accurate. And so because of that, ayun na, dun na nagdire-diretso, and I've been doing it for my clients as well.
All right, so what are some of the things that an astrology reading can tell us? I mean, can it tell me when I'm going to die? Can it tell me when I'm going to win the lotto? I mean, what are the limitations of an astrology session?
Okay, kasi sa astrology, makikita dun the kind of energies that you attract. So, in a person's birth chart, we can tell kung anong influences ng planets ang meron sa certain life aspect niya. For example, your self-identity or your finances. Makikita yon. But yung time of death, I don't think na merong makaka-predict talaga nun. And I don't think na it's gonna be ethical to do so, to tell someone else na, oh, you're gonna die because your Saturn is transiting your house of health or well-being. I don't think that's good.
That's a smart way of looking at it. I mean, as a professional tarot reader, how do you reconcile your practices of both tarot and astrology together?
Okay, so most of my clients, ginagawa namin to online. All I need from them is their birth details. So, kailangan syempre yung birth time, very essential yon, birth date and birthplace. And once I have all those information na, I can have their chart generated and doon na namin sisimulan yung analysis.
Amazing. Okay, because I have a question. I mean, this is kind of an advanced question, but it's for those who are into the practice already. And that is, there's an old wives' tale that you shouldn't tell people too many of your details of astrology because it could be used against you by someone. Is that true or is that false?
Well, it's kind of true din kasi hindi naman natin masasabi who are actually practicing planetary magic and kung sino talaga yung may good intentions and bad intentions. So, as much as possible, wag mo na lang sabihin kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao kailangan malaman kung ano yung birth time mo.
Okay. Because here's one thing I wanted to ask you. I mean, what are some of the most common things that you come across as an astrologer? I mean, some of the most common questions. So what are some of the things that you can answer and what are some of the things that you can't answer with astrology? So that at least we can kind of set the mood for all the people watching the show.
Okay, so for the birth chart reading, the people that usually come to me, gusto nila lang kasi maintindihan more about themselves and why they are attracting certain energies. Some of them, they
Mm,
wanna know, bakit ang malas ko sa love life pero pagdating sa pera, sobrang swerte ko. And some of
good
them
question.
are very happy in their love lives but yung finances nila medyo tagilid. And so,
Mhm.
kapag ganun yung issue nila, tinitingnan natin kasi dyan yung birth chart on what is affecting it. And then, meron din tayong tinatawag na transit chart wherein makikita natin yung current movement of the planets in the present and how it is affecting your planets in your birth chart. Okay. I think mas
Okay.
can I share my screen here kasi mas maganda yata ma-explain ko siya with visuals. Is
Mhm.
that okay?
Well, we can ask the tech if you can do a screen share. I don't know if they can or
Alright.
not, but then maybe you can just explain it to the best of your ability. Tech, maybe you can set up for a screen share with Krish. I don't know if that can work or not.
Because a birth chart is very intricate, medyo mas mahirap siyang
Yes, it
maintindihan
is.
if the photos are not
Off the
there.
record, one of the reasons I don't study astrology is because it reminds me too much of trigonometry. So I just nosebleed ako dyan. So I just call you or Krish or Christine when I ask questions of like,
Yeah.
hey, I don't know what this means. Please make it clear for
Mm,
me. Oh wait, while we're loading up that option, if it's even
mhm.
available, I wanted to
Okay.
ask you. Let's just share some basic terms so that we can educate our viewers with. Okay,
Alright.
Ma'am Krish, mag-screen share ka na lang. That's what it says. Look for screen share option.
Okay. Sige.
Okay, we'll ask those questions later on.
Mhm.
So, like going back to it, while we're waiting, I just wanted to ask you, like, there's some terms that the people who don't know anything about astrology will definitely hear, like Saturn return, Mercury retrograde. These are
Mhm.
some of the most popular. Later on, we're going to discuss what these mean so that you can understand it. So,
Okay.
Krish, what is this?
Okay, so this is a natal chart. Ayan yung sinasabi mong
Uh-huh.
chart na maraming shapes. Okay. So this is a birth chart of Bill Gates. Ayan, kasi everybody
Mm-hmm.
knows him. So I took his chart as an example. So most of the
Mm-hmm.
people are aware of the zodiac signs. It is what we call as the sun sign. Okay, so for example
Yeah.
here, sa birth chart ni Bill Gates, we have his sun in Scorpio, which makes him someone who has the ability to think deeply, someone who is very intense in his personality. But that is not all that there is
Mm-hmm.
to him because there are so much more planets that are influencing his whole birth chart. And some of the things that are very
Okay.
important to look at is aside from the sun sign, we also need to look at the ascendant. Okay, so what is the ascendant? The
Okay. What is the
ascendant is
ascendant?
Okay, so the ascendant is the facade or the mask that a person wears. So, ito yung
Okay.
makikita ng ibang tao at the first glance. At the first time they meet you, this is what they will notice about you. So, when it comes to Bill Gates, for example, his sun sign is in Scorpio, but not everybody would know na he's such a deep thinker. So, the people who don't know
Yes.
him will probably associate him with the signs of his ascendant, which is in Cancer. Okay. So in
What does that mean?
Cancer, okay, so since yung ascendant niya is in Cancer, he looks kind of dreamy. His demeanor is very calm, yung maayos lang siya, he looks mabait, stuff like that. He
Mm-hmm.
looks like a sensitive soul. Okay?
Which is very
But
true.
with the planet Uranus, which symbolizes unconventional stuff and individuality and freedom, it is conjunct his ascendant. The effect is he may seem awkward or weird for some people. Okay? So yun yung appearance niya. That's the first impression about him.
So
But,
yes, wait. Let me cut you off. So for those who don't know, an ascendant basically is the facade. It's what you put up,
yes,
right? Okay.
yes.
Please continue.
All right. So the next thing that we need to check in a birth chart is the moon sign. Kasi
Okay.
yung
What does
moon
that mean?
sign, okay, so the moon sign is the inner self. It is your soul. It is your emotions, your desires. Yan. So with the moon in Aries here in Bill Gates' chart, the way that he processes his emotion is kind of quick and kind of impulsive. So kahit mukha siyang mabait at first glance, but Bill Gates is actually very determined whenever there is competition. Kasi an
Mm,
Aries sign is a fire sign. It also gives him very great leadership skills. And that is why he is a good leader. Okay? So, aside from that,
amazing, amazing.
ang dami, no? Okay, so aside from that, being in Aries, syempre yung temper niya, may pagka-moody din, mabilis siya mainis, pero mabilis din mawala. So, just by looking at the birth chart, makikita natin, okay, so yung ugali niya nito, he could be very impulsive, but he looks nice. But his personality, he is very deep, and he is very intense kind of person. Okay.
So that says a lot
So,
about Bill Gates. So is this something that you offer professionally with your consultations?
yes. Actually, I do the birth chart analysis for my clients. They can
Wow.
avail it from me. Yes. Ano yan, pwede tayong gawing natin, it's online, we can just chat about it, or I can send their analysis via email.
That sounds very interesting and very fascinating. So it's a very the natal chart basically or the birth chart is very good when it comes to
Yes.
understanding a person better. Am I right?
Yes.
So how many
Yes.
kids do you have, Krish? If you don't mind me ask,
I have 2 kids.
boy or girl?
Both.
Both. One boy, one
Mhm.
girl, right?
Yes.
So you mean to tell me, as an astrologer, if one day when your little girl comes up and says, "Mommy, mommy, a guy's asking me out on a date," could you get information about him based? It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. So can you get
Yeah.
intelligence about him based on his birth chart?
Siyempre, sasabihin ko sa anak ko nun, pakikuha yung birth time.
And birthplace, don't forget
I
that.
actually do that for my friends actually. Kasi yung iba sa kanila kapag may manliligaw or may nililigawan sila, sabihin nila sa akin, Krish, pakitingin nga yung synastry chart namin ng taong to. Okay,
So can you
so
do compatibility? Can you like do a like
yes,
to see if these two people can mix?
yes, actually. So this is the synastry chart. It is actually a combination of 2 birth charts.
Mhm.
Okay, so for this example, I took the synastry chart of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry kasi they're
Okay.
very popular, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a good one.
so okay, so we can see here how the planets interplay. Okay, so yung nasa outside, this is Prince Harry's chart, and inside is Meghan Markle's chart. So when we look at relationships, we usually focus with their Venus sign because the Venus sign represents your love language. This is
Mhm.
how you love, and this is how you want to be loved. Okay,
Okay.
and some of the things that we will check also is the moon sign because the moon sign also symbolizes how you want to be nurtured and cared for.
Okay, question. There's a term I heard called Venus ascendant. What does that mean?
Okay. Venus ascendant, it means na yung ascendant niya, it is ruled by the planet Venus. So, pwede
Okay.
yun kung Taurus ascendant yung isang tao or if he is a Libra ascendant, then by all means, the ruler of his chart is Venus.
So wait, so if I'm gonna remember it, the descendant is the facade again that you put out, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if I have like ascendant Scorpio, it means that I'm some sort of freaky deaky person, right?
Not necessarily. It just means na kung Scorpio ascendant ka, you just prefer your privacy. You can be out there socializing with people, but you won't really divulge more information about you until you get to know the person really well.
Well, because it seems like to be a lot of information you need to know. So for those who
Yes.
don't know, in order to understand astrology, you need to know the terms, you need to know what each of the signs mean, and you need to
Mm-hmm.
know what each of the houses mean, right?
Yes. And
And
the
you have to be able
zodiac
to plot it in
also.
this nosebleed looking chart, right?
Yeah.
Well, my birthday's coming up, so you can do one of these for me, so at least I know what I look like really on the chart. I've never understood my chart. Okay, I'm gonna declare a narrative there. When it comes to astrology, I really flunk too much like math. All right, I have some questions for you. A lot of people have asked time and time again certain common questions about astrology, and let's answer them on this show once and for all. I think you can close this for now. You can close a screen share for now and go back to your beautiful face. All right, now, one thing that people have asked me time and time again equals what is the Saturn? People hear about, it's my Saturn is coming. What does that mean?
Okay, so Saturn is the planet that symbolizes discipline, challenges, and struggles. Okay, so we call him Daddy Saturn kasi he gives karma. But as we all know, karma is not at all bad. It is only a bitch only if you are, okay? So
Yeah, there you go.
Saturn can actually give you rewards depending on the kind of energies that you've been putting out there. So if
Mm.
matino ka na tao, you will be rewarded with some good stuff. But if you're bad, then you're gonna be punished. Okay, so for example, can I show a birth chart again
Go
so
ahead.
that I
You
explain?
could screen share again, so that we have a better understanding.
Okay. Okay, so that's the natal chart. In this case, the Saturn is in Bill Gates' fifth house. Okay, so the fifth house rules your love affairs, your fun, and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe once in his life, baka nagkaroon na siya ng struggle in how to have fun because he's
Yeah,
a
he looks like it
workaholic
too.
kind of person. Yes. So, meron din sigurong blockage before on how he's gonna approach his love life, yung mga ganong bagay. So, ano lang naman siya, ang Saturn, it's not at all malas. It's just that this is the life aspect that you have some struggles with.
All right, now here's another popular question, and you people hear this a lot. It's probably one of the only astrological terms people know nowadays. What is the
Okay.
meaning of Mercury retrograde? I know what it means, but for the viewers, let's educate them.
All right. So Mercury is the planet that rules communication, traveling, even technology. All right. So when it goes retrograde, yung energy that is connected with those topics, nag-iiba siya ng takbo. Medyo nagkakagulo siya. So during the Mercury retrograde, yung ibang tao, minsan bakit sobrang traffic? It's because their car broke down or bigla may nagkabanggaan dyan because there are some miscommunication. That's why medyo magulo yung usapan. Or sometimes, minsan nasisira yung mga cellphone. That's why you need to back up your files if it's Mercury
Mhm.
retrograde.
So that being said, when you hear the word Mercury retrograde, be prepared for the unknown or for the unexpected because a lot of unexpected things can happen. Am I right?
Yes, oo.
All right, Hail Hermes. That's what Raymond said on the live cast. Everybody's tuning in. We have Farida tuning in. Raymond Estos tuning in. Who else? Chuck
Hi.
Ellis tuning in. Ranulph is tuning in. Hi guys. Okay, so we're about to go on our first break. The next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to be discussing the things to look forward to for the remainder of the year based on astrology. Okay, because a lot of us want to know: is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? In the previous interview, we had Johnson Chua, one of the only real feng shui consultants I know about. He gave us some good things to work with. So when we come back from the break, we're going to be discussing what to look forward to based upon astrology. So please stay tuned. This is Mysterium After Dark with none other than the lovely Krish Enriquez. Take it away, Maestro.
This is Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin on V81 Radio Worldwide. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist. So you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want. And avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Kabayan, naho-homesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy. The future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
Now back to Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin on V81 Radio Worldwide.
And we're back. Welcome back to Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin, and thank you for tuning in to our astrology special tonight with my dear friend Krish and Enriquez. But before we start, I want to say hi to some of the most amazing fans on the planet out there. Good evening to Ange Scheider, and I thank you for tuning in. Margaret de Guzman, thank you for all those wonderful names. Chuck Elliott, thank you for tuning in. Kang Kang from Tarot Thursdays, thank you for tuning in. Johan Astrid, one of our Tarot graduates, welcome to the show. And also Megan, hello as well. Malari Karam Yun Kitna, I don't know how to spell that last name. Hello to you. And Maya Aguilar, I'm putting another name out there. So tonight's episode is all about astrology. Yeah, and some of the things we have to look forward to. Hey, Ara! Watching from the Bay Area, nice to see you. Nancy, hello. Ford, hello, and Chocolate. Yeah, all right. So, Krish, come on back, please. We missed you too much already.
Hi.
Hey, all right. So, COVID's got us locked down, and a lot of people are restless, bored, scared. What do the charts have to say? What do the transits have to say? I mean, is it going to look better? Is it going to look worse? And guys, remember, I'm going to go on record when I say this before Krish says anything. She's simply reading the charts. She's not making any false prophet level predictions that everything's going to be okay, fine and dandy in 2020. Okay? She will never write anything in stone because Mysterium consultants never give any kind of readings in stone. She's just basing it on the chart. All right? I'm saying this on behalf of Krish because I don't want somebody to say one day, oh, Krish said things are going to get better in June and things are going to get better. Okay? We don't play that kind of ball here. Yes. So, okay. Krish, talk to me. What do we have to look forward to for the remainder of 2020?
Okay, so currently we are in Pluto retrograde. It started last April 25 and it's gonna last until October 4. So what is Pluto retrograde? Okay, so Pluto is the planet that represents transformation, death and rebirth, and it triggers intense and deep-rooted changes. Can I share my screen again?
Go ahead, you know how to do it.
Okay. Okay, so that's the Pluto retrograde. So, because of what's going on, parang tayong lahat, diba, the hermit, nasa bahay lang. With Pluto kasi, since this is a planet of transformation, it pressures us and even provokes us to do some inner work within ourselves. Kasi, I have a belief na we cannot change the world if hindi natin babaguhin whatever is inside that needs to be healed. So, this is the perfect time to do some shadow work, inner child healing. You need to look within yourself and realize what it is that you need to change and you need to, to remove from your life so that you will be transformed into a better person. So the way I see the effect of Pluto retrograde, para kang phoenix na you're gonna be able to rise above the ashes only if you kill some of the bad habits that you used to have.
Very good, very good. All right, so what else is there to look forward to for the remainder of the year?
Okay, and as of now, we are also in Venus retrograde. Okay,
another one. How many retrogrades are we in right now? I know the answer, but I'd like you to tell everybody. How many retrogrades are happening right now?
So here in the screen, we can see the retrogrades of 2020 and nakasulat din yung mga dates dyan. So ngayon, nasa Venus retrograde tayo and also Pluto retrograde. Okay.
Okay, so that's all. Pluto and Venus. Walang Jupiter retrograde or anything like that?
Meron din namang ganun, pero sa
Tama.
kanya natin i-discuss. But
All right, so
basically, yeah.
you said we're in the midst of a Venus retrograde. Please explain
Yes.
to the viewers what that means.
Okay, so Venus is the planet that rules beauty and aesthetics. It rules love and relationship and also your money and any financial stuff. Okay, so ito siya. Alright. So during the Venus retrograde kasi, it could provoke some away when it comes to relationships. So the advice is that you don't have to make decisions out on a whim during the Venus
Mhm.
retrograde na kung nga rin nag-away lang kayo, bigla ka makikipag-break, yung mga ganon, or just
Yeah.
because someone tried to reach out to you, bigla na lang, okay, in a relationship na kayo agad. Because
Yeah.
when it comes to Venus retrograde, the way we see these things, yung pananaw natin, it becomes kind of blurry.
Mhm.
So we're not thinking straight during this time, which is why during the Venus retrograde, you really need to look inward. Just like the effects of Pluto retrograde, you need to know what it is that you really want. So when it comes to relationships, you need to know what kind of a relationship do you want in your life? What kind of a partner do you want to be committed with? So before you say yes to someone, you really need to know if pasok ba siya sa checklist mo or how his life gonna fit into your lifestyle, like that. Because at the end of the day, relationships hindi naman siya talaga mababaw lang. It could be something that is deep and something that has to have meaning.
So this is from May 13 until 25th. So basically, you're saying kind of be extra careful and with any relationship questions or let's say decisions you make during this time. Am I right?
Yes, oo. And also, when it comes to beauty, kasi Venus
All right.
also
So
rules
I'm gonna
beauty.
bet
Mhm.
I'm willing to bet somebody's asked you at one time or another. Does astrology know when COVID is gonna end?
Actually, hindi ko talaga masasabi ha, because there are some astrologers who focuses on that topic because astrology, as we all know, it's very broad. Sobrang lawak niya, ang dami-daming klase ng astrology. Meron yung iba, they use astrology to read weather. Yung iba naman, they check
Mhm.
how it affects the government. And hindi ko siya
Mhm.
forte. So I'm gonna put it out there.
All right. So there's several forms of astrology, but then
Yes,
basically that level of prediction is not something that you really look forward to, right? I mean, because
yes,
even I know there's like horary astrology, there's electoral astrology, there's
yes.
natal astrology, and
Mm-hmm.
if unang na nosebleed na ako when it comes to natal astrology, what more these other topics, right?
Yes, oo. So, ano din siya, it depends on what you're really interested in because some astrologers, they don't really care that much about the synastry chart. They don't care to look at the compatibility of some people, but some people are
Mhm.
interested with that, and I happen just to be interested with that. So, I'm focusing my attention on the birth chart and the synastry chart reading as well as the transit chart reading. But on how it affects a certain person lang, not really how it affects the government or the world.
Can you hack a birth chart? In other words, if like a part of your birth chart said that you're usually quiet, that you don't want to be quiet. You say, no, I refuse to be. Can you override what's on the chart, or is it
Yeah.
gonna be something that pretty much you're stuck with the rest for the rest of your life?
Well, yes, kasi we all have the ability to rise above the weaknesses that are shown in our birth chart. So, in my case, for
Mhm.
example, sa sarili ko na lang, I have Pluto in the 11th house. So, it means na during my time here on earth, I will be experiencing some power struggles when it comes to friendships. Okay.
Mhm.
But since I am already aware of that, I can make some adjustments with my own attitude na rin lang. And then I know what to avoid so that I will avoid drama from happening in my life.
There are some other terms that I've heard about in astrology, a little bit advanced, but let's play to the advanced listeners out there. What is your north node?
Mine?
No,
Okay. Mine?
what does it mean? Like, if
Okay,
example,
okay.
if I have like Capricorn north node or something like that, what does it mean?
Okay. So the North Node kasi, the way I understand it, it is your life purpose, and this
Mm.
is the clue that it is the clue that is given in your birth chart kung saan ka makakahanap ng sense of fulfillment, or once you have achieved the quality of what your North Node zodiac is, dun ka makakakita ng personal growth. Okay,
Mm.
so
So, is it something that you discuss when you give your sessions for your birth chart sessions with people?
yes, kasama
Okay,
rin
we
yun.
have a question here. What does it
Okay.
mean if Pluto is in the first house? Jahahaha. Okay.
Okay. So Pluto in the first house, all right. So the first house represents your self-identity. So
Mm-hmm.
kasama dyan yung appearance, yung basic personality na nakikita ng ibang tao sa'yo, the way you dress, the way you act, the way you speak, okay? So with the Pluto as the planet of power and intensity being located in your self-identity, it only means na you're the type of person who looks intimidating
Mm.
because you kind of look mysterious. You have this aura about you that is like you're kind of powerful, you're kind of
Mm-hmm.
intimidating. You have this aura that is strong. So that's Pluto in the first house. And usually the way they look or stare at someone, it's usually intense. That's why some people with the Pluto in the first house, many people would try to avoid them because their their energy is just too intense for them.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, just so
Mhm.
that people can learn a little bit, can you go back to the natal chart and show
Okay.
us exactly what to look for to see that there's a Pluto in the first house, but at least people can learn a little bit of how to read the chart. Because kung ako, I'd be already screaming in pain trying to understand this.
Okay, so ayan, the natal chart. Yung kay Bill Gates kasi, his Pluto is
Uh-huh.
located in the second house of his
Okay, and what is the
finances.
second house?
Okay, so the second house represents your possessions, your values, and your finances, your money issues, okay? So, eto na, explain ko na kung bakit mayaman si Bill Gates. Okay? Alright. So, in the second house, dito sa chart ni Bill Gates, we can see that there are two planets. One is Jupiter and the second is
Uh-huh.
Pluto. Okay. So, Jupiter, basically, it represents expansion, abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Ito yung kung saan swerte ka. Yun yung tinatawag namin in astrology reading na pag nakita
All
ko,
right,
you have Jupiter in this
before I
house.
cut you off, if this is like a
Ay,
pizza, can you please point with your pointer where in the pizza is the second house so that people know, oh, I'm
this
going to look
one.
here for any planet. Huh?
Okay, this one. Ito yung, yan. You
I'm
see the
not seeing
cursor?
it.
The mouse
No, I
cursor,
can't see your
and
cursor.
yeah, there.
Nope, don't see it. So,
Oh,
all right. Well, just continue. So, all right. So, yeah, somebody's even saying that they're having a nosebleed trying to understand what we're saying. It's an advanced
I
topic, but it's
know.
very accurate, huh? As in, I could really attest about the accuracy of astrology. Hey, tuners, if you guys or viewers, if you have any questions that you want to ask about astrology, please send them in the chat. We'll gladly answer them for you. Although it's kind of intergalactic to understand because it is astrology, we can learn a lot about ourselves by looking at this. Okay, so aside from that, I've also read something that there are certain bad planets. Why are these bad planets, and how do they affect the chart? Like
Okay.
Mars, for example.
Okay, so I believe kasi wala naman talagang planet na bad or good. It's just that some planets are kind of more challenging to appease. Kasi Mars, actually, it represents your desire, your passion, and your motivation. So, for example, your Mars is located in the house of Aries, which is a fire sign. Nagiging double yung effect ng fire in your chart, which means na okay, you are very determined to finish your goals if you're an Aries if you have Aries Mars, but then mabilis din maubos yung fire, and that is why this person needs to maintain the balance between his work life and personal life.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so can another question somebody's asking me on the private chat is can astrology look into past lives?
Merong clue. Actually, I associate that with the person's south node. Okay, so the south
Okay.
node, it represents some of the things that you are already comfortable with. This is the tinatawag naming talents na meron ka na when you were born. These are the talents that you can just easily develop. Because if maniniwala tayo sa past life, it's a belief na these are the qualities that you have mastered already in your past lives. So, in this lifetime, kung dun mo nakikita yung South Node, ibig sabihin, nandun yung potential talents mo, and the North Node is always reverse the South Node. So, the North
Mhm.
Node is what you need to learn in this lifetime so that your soul will be able to evolve.
Okay, there's a question here from the group chat. Hello, Krish and Rob. Good evening. I would like to hear Krish explanation of for the true nodes. Mean nodes and Chiron, please.
Okay. So, the Chiron asteroid, it symbolizes your unhealed wounds. Okay?
Mhm.
So, tingnan natin yung isang chart dito. Tama na muna si Bill Gates. So, this is the chart of my friend, but I won't disclose her name. Okay? So, the Chiron asteroid, where it is? Okay, so yung sa kanya, yung Chiron asteroid niya, it is located in the 5th house, meaning na he has some emotional baggages that he carries that is related with his love life. Okay,
Mhm.
so ito yung mga kailangan niyang gamutin sa sarili niya in order for his personality and yung pagkatao niya para mag-evolve. Kasi the Chiron shows your unhealed wounds, meaning ano na yan yan yung pain na naipon mo throughout this life. And that is where you need healing the most. Because once you have healed that part of you, you will be able to heal other people who are suffering the same way that you do.
Amazing. Okay, another question before we go to our next break. This is from Anna. What is the difference of tarot and astrology to horoscope? Newbie here.
Okay. So with the tarot cards kasi, we are using tarot cards for divination. So ito siya. When you're reading tarot cards, you don't need to have any knowledge about astrology at all. Kasi sobrang magkaiba sila eh. But with astrology naman, you are actually checking the placements of the planets and you just interpret it. Katulad nung pinakita natin
Okay.
sa natal chart kanina and the transit chart kanina, yun kasi yung tinatry mo i-analyze. But with tarot reading, of course, it's the tarot cards na you're analyzing the symbolisms and the placement of the cards in the spread, stuff like that.
Look, but Bernadette's watching. Hello, Bernadette. Welcome to the show. Anyhow, we're going to go on our last break. Before we wrap up the show, we have the last 10 minutes left. Thank you for tuning in to Mysterium After Dark. We have a special guest today, which is Krish Enriquez. Right? We're talking about astrology. So we're going to take another commercial. Then afterwards, we're going to continue our show and we're going to wrap up right here on Mysterium After Dark. Take it away, Maestro.
This is Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin on V81 Radio Worldwide. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, VA1 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, VA1 Radio. VA1 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. VA1 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, VA1 Radio.
Now back to Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin on V81 Radio Worldwide.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mysterium After Dark. And we are doing an astrology special tonight. And I'm joined by my dearest friend and one of my most talented students, Krish Enriquez. Welcome back, Krish. Hello.
Hi.
Where'd she go? There she is. Hi, Krish. All right.
Oh.
Now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but some people don't know the obvious, which is one of the first things I think people will learn about astrology, which is the dreaded Mercury Retrograde. So,
Yeah.
we know for a fact that's coming up. We're not going to dodge the bullet anymore. Okay? It's coming up. And I know what to do, but I want you to take the time to give the viewers some advice as to what to do and what not to do during the upcoming Mercury Retrograde. Because some people don't know what it is until it's too late. And they're like, OMG, I just effed up my life. So please share to us first what the Mercury Retrograde is all about, when it is, and what we can do to survive it.
Okay, so share ko lang yung screen ko ulit because I made a slideshow about that actually, about Mercury Retrograde. And so during the Mercury Retrograde, you all know na magulo talaga yung communication. This is why before you buy some gadgets, pwede mo naman palipasin muna yung Mercury Retrograde kasi there is a tendency minsan na kapag may binili kang gadget during the time of Mercury Retrograde, minsan mabilis masira or minsan defective. May mga ganon. But I'm not saying na sa lahat ng tao nangyayari yon. But there is just a tendency. And also, you need to be more careful about your gadgets and your phones and your laptop. Kasi minsan, pwedeng bigla na lang siyang magloko, tas mawawalan ka ng files, or minsan masisiraan yung kotse mo. And also sometimes though, Mercury kasi also rules your thinking and your mental health. So some people are being hit by the Mercury retrograde harder than other people. Especially, depende kasi kung saan nakalagay yung Mercury sa chart nila. So some people, kapag debilitated yung Mercury nila in the chart, they tend to have a way of thinking na parang magulo, parang ang gulo nila makipag-usap, magulo sila mag-isip, and that is why during the time of Mercury retrograde, dapat hindi sila gumagawa ng life-changing decisions, kumbaga. And also, ito yung napansin ko, during the Mercury retrograde, karamihan ng mga clients ko, sinasabi nila, bumabalik daw yung ex nila, mini-message sila bigla, because Mercury retrograde also triggers some people to remember the people in their lives na wala na silang connection, tapos bigla nilang silang bumabalik, nagpaparamdam. So, if that's the case, mas mabuti na lang na don't make such decisions na, okay, babalikan ko na siya kasi tinext niya ako or something like that. So, they need to
Yeah, don't do that.
avoid those.
Wait, I have a question about Mercury retrograde. Again, I know the answer, but I want you to answer this.
Okay.
Contract signing. Do we do it during Mercury retrograde or not?
Most of the astrologers, they discourage it. Kasi sabi nila, minsan hindi natutuloy. And na-experience ko na rin yan before na there was a project that we started to talk about during the Mercury retrograde. Mag-show tayo sa ganito-ganyan. So, ito na yung details. Meron na actually yung poster ng event. Tapos biglang, wag na kaya natin tuloy para hindi na namin trip. Yung mga ganon, yung thinking natin, bigla siyang magbabago. It's very irregular. So, most likely, wag na lang muna. Unless yung contract na to, pin-repair nyo na months before and napag-usapan na ng mabuti. And I think pag gano'n naman, okay lang. Pero kung pwedeng i-postpone, sana i-postpone.
Okay, so basically what you're telling, number one, don't go back to your ex, back up all your data,
Yes.
expect delays, and don't sign anything during Mercury retrograde, right?
Yes.
But then here's one thing I don't like. A lot of astrologers will paint Mercury retrograde as this time in your life where everything is just going to hell. What can we do during Mercury retrograde? As in like, okay, go ahead, do it.
Okay, kasi tuwing Mercury retrograde, this is the time for you to reflect before you make major decisions in your life. So, the way that we can avoid mishaps from happening is that we just need to be more careful and to be more mindful about the decisions that we're gonna make in our life. Kasi hindi naman porket Mercury retrograde, ibig sabihin mamalasin ka na, diba? Because you just need to be mindful. Okay, Mercury retrograde ngayon. So, if I'm angry, hindi ko muna kailangan mag-post ng sobrang mahabang status about how I hate the government or something like that.
Yeah. Actually, I have a hack I'd like to share about Mercury retrograde. And I'm sure, I don't know if you know this or not, but I just want to share it to all our viewers. Now, a lot of people think that Mercury retrograde is a bad time, but I've actually observed that it makes the normal abnormal, and it makes the abnormal normal. So, example, kung bagsak ako sa love life, Mercury retrograde is the time I should ask out my crush, because if 9 out of 10 times my crush will say no, then that's the normal, diba? So the abnormal will be she'll say yes. So basically what I would usually fail at, I should try during Mercury retrograde, because that which can go wrong will go wrong. If the normal is that I'm gonna fail, then I'm most likely to succeed during that time. It's like the first time in my life that I ever won a gold medal in jiu-jitsu was during Mercury retrograde. All times before that, I would never win gold. But the first time ever was during Mercury retrograde.
But may I ask, Sir Rob, yung natal Mercury mo ba, it is also a natal Mercury retrograde?
I
Or not?
think
Or
so.
you're
I
not
mean,
sure?
whatever that means. I
Okay,
feel
kasi-
Mercury retrograde really bad. And I remember when I first started experiencing it, sobrang tampo ako. Like, you'd hear me say, Mercury effing retrograde. But now it's like, Mercury retrograde, here we go. Let's have fun. So, okay, another thing too. People might be thinking, sige, so hanggang June 17, pwede ako buy a new electronic or ask my ex out again? What, or are there pre and after Mercury retrograde periods that we should avoid? Please share.
Okay. Yung iba kasi may tinatawag kami na pre-shadow ng Mercury retrograde. So ito yung parang bumubuelo na yung energy ni Mercury retrograde. Paangat na siya. So during this time, mas maganda rin i-avoid na rin yung mga decision making kung pwede, kung kaya. Minsan pinopostpone until the Mercury retrograde is over. Pero siguro, try mo pa rin. Try mo pa
No,
rin.
actually, no. I'll contradict you there. I have my own experience from that in the last few
Okay, what
minutes.
happened?
Many years ago, there was this phone of mine that was my dream phone. I saw it all the time in the movies. It was called the Samsung Omnia. Okay, so I really wanted it, and I had a friend who was selling it. And then I looked at the charts and said, Mercury Retrograde, June 18 pala. It's only June 15, so pwede pa. So I bought it. Oh my God, this was the worst phone ever. Okay? It was so bad that I wouldn't even text people back more than one line, one word. Kasi mahirap mag-text sa mga friends ko na tampo. Hoy, bakit one word lang? Galit mo ko? So eventually, that phone became worthless to me. And up to this day, I remember that's when I learned the hard way about Mercury Retrograde.
So where is it now?
If it's anywhere near the pre-retrograde or the post-retrograde, don't bother buying anything. You're going to have headaches with it.
Yeah. Actually, isa rin
All right, so we're about to wrap up our show. For those people who are interested in getting a session with Krish, how can they contact you, darling?
Okay, so they can contact me via my fan page in Facebook. It's called Astral Crystals. Sige, share ko lang ulit yung screen. Ayan.
There you go.
Okay, so they can just follow me in my Instagram or my Facebook page. And they can have a tarot.
And also for those of you who want to experience a Mysterium reading with her through us, you can also do that. You can contact Mysterium Philippines and ask for Krish, and we will gladly accommodate you. Do you have anybody you want to shout out to and say hello to, darling?
So hello to my friends who are sharing this this live stream. So thank you so much, and to my clients who are watching right now, thank you so much.
All right, so thank you very much, Krish, for joining us. It was an honor. Tune in next week. We're gonna have another amazing guest for all of you to appease your lockdown blues. That being said, thank you very much for tuning in to Mysterium After Dark. I will see you all next week. Have a nice one.
Bye.
All right, have a good one. Take care.
This is Mysterium After Dark with Rob Rubin on V81 Radio Worldwide. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all-hits, all-Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan.